Welcome to the TomBombPodcast. We're live in Los Angeles, California. I got my man Pop with me, Chicago to LA. Linking up, Pop, nice to have you.
Thank you, it's an honor, man.
Yeah, I want to shout out iHeartRadio, Pop Radio, Spotify Premium, iHeartRadio. Pop, how you doing, man?
Oh man, this last 2 days have been amazing. The weather's beautiful. You guys treated us with nothing but beautiful hospitality. It's been wonderful, man. Get away from Chicago a couple of days in the violent atmosphere and everything that's going on over there. You know what I mean? So the getaway was amazing. Especially to the weather that we're experiencing now.
Yeah, 100%. Pop, let's get right into it. You've been doing this for, at the level you're at right now, the radio, the music. You haven't been on the streets that long for the impact that you've made. You want to talk about coming out and doing what you're doing, or at least give the people an idea of like what you had to go through to even get here now?
So, when you're eager, to accomplish something, you know what I'm saying? When 20 years of your life is taken away from you, I hit the ground running, you know what I mean? And it was like, I don't have time to waste, you know what I'm saying? I lost too much time. So, there's no excuses. I watch guys that have been rapping 15, 20, 30 years and still got 1,000 views. They're still tagging 100 motherfuckers every day. Still not really investing in their brand. They're still really not promoting or campaigning. You know what I mean? They're not touring. They're not doing things that real artists that are taking it serious do.
Yeah.
So I had an advantage, man. My advantage was I was different than everybody else. I was also a spoken word artist. So that really, helped me a lot. It was my passion, bro. It was like, you can't stop me. I'm finna get it done. I don't care what you've been doing for 10, 15, 20 years. I'm sorry it didn't work for you, and I'm sorry you're not making the impact that I'm, or that I've made, but me, and I feel that's what's for you, for you.
Yeah, I agree. And just to give people a little background, let's just talk about how it came for you to serve that amount of time.
In prison?
Yeah.
Armed robbery. Back in the 90s when we were all getting locked up, they were serving us, you know what I'm saying? It was 20 to 40 years, you know what I'm saying? And that's, basically it, you know what I'm saying? I kept my mouth shut. I took the case by myself. And, when you keep your mouth shut, the judges don't like that, So I did my time, I came home, There's nothing else. I had an armed robbery, you know. I was a young kid in a tough environment. Nothing I'm, proud of or glorifying. But, at that time I remember as an adolescent just trying to survive, man. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up a stick-up kid. You know what I'm saying? That was, something, again, that I'm not glorifying, but I was a kid. And that's how I grew up. You know what I mean? Robbing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like taking motherfucking shit. And, I went to prison. I did 20 hard years. I got my education while I was away, associate's degree in science. I learned the gift that pays me. I praise God for now, which is able to deliver the way I do poetically that so many opportunities led me to so many opportunities and to so many doors that have been opened.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this, it's not really up for debate. You're one of the best poets of all time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Sometimes when I'm doing my own little show out there, I get everybody to always come, salute. And I just, it's about them. So I was just taking on the chin and, don't worry about it. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
And not that I'm trying to be arrogant or shit, but that really means something. I work real hard to be something different. You know what I mean? I really don't appreciate the culture vultures of the game and the people who are misrepresenting hip hop, or the people who are spitting my life instead of their life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I appreciate when I get a genuine salute about the craft that a lot of people don't even take very serious, but don't even respect too much.
Yeah, when you were locked up, is that where you got the love for writing poetry? And if so, was it more because you loved doing it at first? Or was it boredom or to pass time? Or were you doing that before you even got locked up?
I did it therapeutically, man. I did it because a guy that had natural life, I was in segregation doing some time in the hole, and this guy named Sinbad, he was locked up, but he had a job to come feed all of us in Seg. So every night he would come and spit me a little piece of his poetry. So he did one of the first ones, or the second or the third one, I can't recall exactly which one. He spit a deep piece to me, man, which was pretty much his case. Why he was locked up, he had killed his stepfather for not only raping his sister, but also raping him, you know what I'm saying? So I could see the realness of his pain and the poetry and the way he would take me up and down with his swag. You know that, again, there's no beats, and you know, you are the beat when it comes to poetry. We're locked up. You know, he had his style. So he came back to me after he shared about a week later, and I discovered that it was therapeutic for me to release my pain poetically. At first writing, I was by myself in a room, start spitting it a little bit. The porter would come by, Sinbad, check this out. I got out of Seg a year later, man. I had about a whole book though. I had pieces memorized, you know what I'm saying? They involved me in the African American Month Poetry Slam, and I won that one and the next 10, you know what I'm saying? And I discovered the name Prince of Pain, listened to the song King of Sorrow by Sade, mixed with Tupac, and I was writing poetry that night. I wrote a piece called Prince of Pain, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I got my name, you know, when it comes to, and I didn't do it because I loved to do it. I was doing it therapeutically, like a diary, man, just releasing my pain. I was just, you know, gifted to be able to rhyme and, you know, deliver differently, and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you come out and you have the poetry shit, you've been doing this for years. When you come out, is it a mission for you to share it with somebody?
Well,
and
at first, I knew that that poetry saved my life. So I kind of felt in my heart like it was a responsibility to me to make everybody in the world understand that poetry should be respected. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as rap music. I took it as far as I could, man. I won as many awards as I could. And what happened next was that I started working with legends, and I started making music. You know what I'm saying? And my career and life changed from that point on, you know?
Yeah. Do you just want to talk about the first time, or maybe one of like the first times? Because I don't know if everyone knows this, but they should. You open for rappers with poetry.
Yeah.
Like before they go on stage, like you do a set with poetry.
15 minutes.
That's insane. I don't know anyone else who's done that.
I did it for Scarface. I did it for the Icon Tour. I hosted that and I performed. I did it for DMX. The second time I was already making music, so it was a full music set. But the first time, all poetry in Chicago. Method Man and Redman, Slick Rick, 8-Ball, 8-Ball MJG, Spice One, and I can name you like Days Loaf, just strictly poetry, Twister, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, a lot of people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. I did the poetry. I started feeling uncomfortable. I was doing it so much, and my reaction that I was getting from everybody else was, are and fucking them up, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the reaction I wanted. I wanted people to turn off. I wanted people to dance. So I had to go and polish myself, you know, and evolve. And my life changed, you know what I'm saying? I think I did everything I could when it came to poetry, bro. I mean, other than me making music and jumping out with some dope people, yeah, I don't know what else you wanted from me, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't here when Def Poetry Jam existed. I wish I would have been. I know them all. I've rocked with them all. From Red Storm to Malik Youssef, Black Ice, Mayra del Valle. They all know Pop, Prince of Pop. I've rocked with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Saul Williams, you know.
I want to ask you about the first time that you opened for someone big. Like, even if it was DMX or the, what's that group?
Wu-Tang?
Yeah. No, not Wu-Tang. I'm thinking of,
Crucial Conflict?
yes, Crucial Conflict.
Okay.
What's it feel like
Bone
when...
Thugs and Harmony, I opened up for them.
Yeah, Bones. How's it feel when you go on the stage, like, for the first time with someone big like that, and then you rock and then it just continues to come? Were you like...
So I'm always got nerve-wracked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Since prison, man, I used to do an auditorium of 1,500 male inmates. You know, spitting that revolutionary pain shit. And I had them feeling me. I knew how to, you know, do crowd control and whoa, 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 and bring them up, make some noise. And I was gifted at controlling the crowd and just sharing and reciprocating all that energy, you know. So I don't know, I had a thing with performance. You know, I've always been very natural to performing, and, you know, I ain't never been scared of a boo or, you know, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty dope. So, you know, I've had dope opportunities. I've had to nail them all. I remember the night, which was probably one of my biggest nights, which was the first DMX show. I was nervous as fuck. They brought me out in a prison jumpsuit, handcuffs, about 10 models, and I was nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once I started opening my mouth, and I heard the silence, you know, I got comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate you sharing that. We're gonna take a music break and we'll be back. Thank you.
Dope.
He pushes me. He challenges me to write from within, to understand the different shades of my mahogany and now my brown skin. And as I recite and search for the guided light, it rebels and exhales, says, child, I'm with you. Eyes always on the prize, never fold, never bail.
This is Tom with the TomBombPodcast. I want to welcome everyone back who's listening and anyone listening now. I'm here with Pop, Chicago staple, one of the best poets of all time, and I think just one of the realest people that I've ever met. Putting on Chicago. Talking about Chicago, Pop. You have over 30 awards for giving back to youth and kids. I just want to know, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, even in a way higher position than you or anything, they don't give back to their community. And I just want to know why it's so important for you to give back to them.
Because you can't really be rooted, man, to your people, man, in your neighborhood, in the streets, and even get that real love and respect from or expect it. If you're not connected some kind of way, giving love back, being a positive role model, being a leader, you know, and an example of that's how you hit back. You know? So I do it, man, because it makes me feel better. I know as the position I play as a Latino in hip hop from Chicago, I have to be a better role model, you know what I'm saying? So it's my responsibility.
Do you think that you giving back has anything to do with your upbringing?
Absolutely,
yourself?
Absolutely. You know, the way my mom was brought up, poverty, you know what I'm saying? She worked hard, but needed assistance at times, you know. And the people, you know, the kids, man, running around, hurting. The times of, you know, the single mothers and fathers all in prison and locked up. So You know, I'm from the hood. I know everybody need, you know, a hand. And sometimes, you know, I don't do it alone. You know, I get with a couple of people. Hey, look, man, let's bust this move. Let's make this happen for the people. You know, and I might just be the driving engine, but we get it done. So, you know, salute to everybody too, man, that involves themselves with every productive giveaway or backpack giveaway or anything giving back. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning the streets of Chicago. Anything positive, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not a huge surprise to anyone. The violence in Chicago
The violence
is crazy compared to other places, and you consistently, if it's on your radio show, if it's just in public, just since when I've met you, and it's coming from you, like, you're a gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Or edit that.
No?
But you know, some people, you know, look at certain things and idolize certain things. You know what I'm saying? It take a real gangster man to raise, you know, a family and be a father to his kid. But in other people, it might be a gangster to go grab a 40 pop or a 30 pop and go light up the whole block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you look at a gangster from what perspective. You know what I'm saying? I would like to be looked at as the gangster who makes gangster big moves and, you know, like a Robin Hood type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, I take honor and pride on everything I do. You know, I play a lot of shit like I'm still in the joint.
Yeah.
You know, my mentality, to a degree, might still be, you know, tied to a certain trauma or a decade or two that happened in my life. You know, I haven't been home a decade yet, and I'm still learning a lot still myself, you know, as just a human being and a civilian to a whole different time. You know what I'm saying? So, just to be gifted, bro, at what I do, surround myself and move the way I do, it's still a reflection of me being in that cage, man. You gotta play chess in life, Chicago, the industry, relationships, sad to say, you know what I'm saying? But this is the way I was built, you know what I'm saying? And thank God that's what's kept me alive for 20 years in the joint and, you know, grinding real good for the last few years to make the success that I have made, you know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you about the music now. What made you go from poetry to them making hip hop? Is it something you always wanted to do, or were you pushed by other people because how good your pen was? Or was it
pushed by other people, but I was eager to want to learn. You know, I just didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I never played with beats. I just know how to spit. You know what I'm saying? So I asked a professional, a real good friend of mine, to teach me how long did a hook have to be. You know what I'm saying? And then I just started playing with, you know, different styles on my verses, and I knew the format of a stanza and a verse and a 12, and you know, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I just became, you know. I had a AK, man, from Do or Die. We did a project earlier in my career, and I told him, bro, you're raw, bro. I was like, I want to be like that, you know, no lies. I told AK, man, I want to be able to. And I wasn't, you know, rapping yet. I was just a poet. He said, you know what, Pop? It's gonna come. It's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And I seen him there. You know what I'm saying? And I love AK. I love B-Lo, Do or Die. All the Chicago Midwest legends, and the support, you know, that they give me. You know what I'm saying? It's unreal. You know, to come home from being in a cage for 20 years, being an OG. To jump in such a vulture-ass industry game and cash a check and be successful and get like some of the dopest opportunities in life, I'm blessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bitter about nothing. I don't hate nobody. If you follow me and all that good shit, you know, I keep it a little saucy, man. You know, I got still a little swag and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. I agree with that. And I want to ask you about this. being from Chicago, the rap is huge out there. Like it is out here.
Chicago's
in
got
New York.
so much talent.
Yeah. Are there certain artists that you always look for when they drop, or even when you were growing up yourself, like Chicago people that you looked up to that were in the hip hop game?
2 questions. Are there people that I look forward to their projects now when they drop? Number 1 question, right? So, yes, absolutely. I always look for the new Dirk. For a minute, he went through his little phase, and he got right out of there, and he get right back to the streets with about 3-4 projects, and he found himself. And I've always been a little Dirk fan. I'm not a fan of all the auto-tune rappers, but when you're one of the ones that started the shit, and you sound right, and you're going as hard as you're going. You got motherfuckers like Drake coming to get you for a feature. I fuck with Dirk. So Dirk is definitely a person that I do look for the next project. When it drops, I go check it out. Chicago, you said? Chicago. I don't look for the next project because I'm connected to him as well. Sometimes I hear it before it comes out.
Yeah.
But I am always excited for the next project, and that's Hypno Carlito, which is also Dirk's friend. That's my brother, one of my mentors in the game. I'm a fan of Hypno's music. Hypno's got a dope ass sound. He's an amazing songwriter. He's wrote for people like Spike Lee. He wrote and co-executive produced the whole last Nick Cannon album that he just dropped, Miseducation or some shit. I forgot, but Hypno's pretty dope. I love his music. He's got a new brand called Forever Legend, his brand, and he's doing amazing things for the community as well. So you gotta salute that type of shit, especially when there's so much controversy and so much competition in the city of Chicago.
I want to welcome everyone back to TomBombPodcast. I got Prince of Pain here, Pop.
California.
We're in LA. Pop, I got you all the way out here from Chicago.
Yes, sir.
I think
and Cuban links.
You and Cuban links.
Yes, sir.
And I think a lot of people are either wondering or want answers to these questions. So you're affiliated with Cuban.
That's my brother.
Cuban links. Personally, I think he's one of the best lyricists of all time. He was in Terror Squad.
You wouldn't be one of the only ones that would think, something like that.
I want to ask you, what's your personal relationship with Fat Joe?
With Fat Joe? Oh, you gonna say Cuban Link?
No.
I don't have a personal relationship. I never met him.
Or what are your feelings
What
towards
are
him?
my feelings towards Fat Joe? I think I said it not too long ago, man. My only, there's no personal feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a businessman. I'm all for the love of hip hop. I'm not a hater. You can't take success. You can't shit on somebody to pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel that, he should have played Big Pun's kids better. A lot of people feel that he's in a position to, have such a leadership position that, the platforms he has, he should use them a little bit more for his people. Like, the legacy that Pun left. My brother, Cuban Link, you started the conversation with that. There's issues that maybe, I don't know if he's still holding on to, but I'm sure he had personal feelings with Joe that doesn't concern me. You know what I'm saying? I think I said it before, man. I wish it'd be squashed. You know what I'm saying? I wish that that would be historical. That would be one of maybe the most historical moments in Latino. If he made a song with Chris Rivers, or he got right with Cuban, there was a real Terror Squad reunion, and that those are all positive things, bro. Now, Pride, anger, the industry, you know what I'm saying, money, success. Everything plays a part in love and hate, especially in the industry, you know what I'm saying? So, they got their thing, you know what I'm saying? The man never did nothing. I don't know him. Again, I wish he'd do better with the kids, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, If I was in that position, I would do better for the kids, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel about it. Other than that, what I said, get right with Cuban, squash that shit, get rich, get richer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think, you being a businessman yourself and how close you are to Cuban, that is there any somehow way that maybe even you or someone you know, maybe even you, that would be able to bring them back together? If the circumstances are right. Or would you want that?
So, I mean, I just said I wish, that shit be bygones and everybody, live a more fruitful life, more successful. All the biggest beefs, maybe except Ja Rule and 50, have been squashed. You know what I'm saying? That's some gentleman shit. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I have no control how Joe feels. You know what I'm saying? Or I have no control to pick up the phone and call him. Do I think that I'm close enough to Cuban to sway him to be level-headed to have a conversation? I think anything's possible,
Yeah. I gotta ask you about this, Pop. The diss track to Tony Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give the backstory behind that? And because I know you're not going out just dissing people for no reason.
Oh, no, I don't do that like that. So, again, I'm old school. So I grew up, with loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Cuban, ain't no secret. That's my brother, you know what I'm saying? I love him. The beginning of this year, Cuban dropped on my New York shit, you know what I'm saying?
Fire.
So Tony got on the internet. He was trolling. Talking about, that shit was trash, woo woo. I seen it everywhere, Like, man, that's some hater shit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say nothing. About 4 or 5 months later, I look at my email and I get a track from Los, Tony Sunshine's manager, called Shots Fired. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you after that, bro. I went to the lab and I laid that down and, it's hip hop to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a song, That's all,
Yeah. Do you think that, I'm just trying to figure out why they would send you an email of that. Was it like intentional?
It was disrespectful to me.
That's what I'm saying.
I fuck with Cuban. You ain't got no business sending me no song to my motherfucking email called Shots Fired.
Shit in my email. They shooting shots at a real nigga. Let's go, son. Prince of pain.
Pull up. I got him. Pull up.
Shooting shot at a real nigga. Threaten the life of a real nigga. I bust your ass, I play with steel, nigga. From the projects to the field, nigga. Humble Park where it's real, nigga. Play no games, I came to kill, nigga. I'm on your head, I'm on your heels, nigga. I'm from the land where we drill, nigga.
I want to welcome everyone back to TomBombPodcast. I'm here with Pop, Prince of Pain. Pop, I gotta ask you. You got your own show, your own radio thing coming on. That's why we're here. How did it start? What's your vision behind it, and what was your vision when you first started it?
I was blessed, man. Shout out to Earl Winfrey that owns Intellectual Radio in Chicago. He has his own channel on iHeartRadio as well. I was fresh home, and I was getting interviewed on all his shows for being a dope poet. They were all take me up there, interview me, and have me spit. You know what I'm saying? So about the third show, I was on his radio station. He's like, dude, you need your own show. So he kind of took me under his wing, man, for about a year. Mentored me. I gave it its own flavor. I was bringing models. 4 years later, you know, you got Baddies of the Week every week. Our shows are all about awareness, empowerment, education, and culture. We bring upcoming talent, artist spotlights every week. You have everybody from Twista to Hypno, Carlito, Bo Deal, Do or Die, Crucial Conflict. Everybody's been to the radio station. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very blessed to have that platform in my own channel on our radio. It's putting on people radio, man. That's what it's about. It's about putting people on. I put my own bread up. I always believed in me. I always believed in the brand. And you know, we're here now. Actually, right here, literally.
Yeah.
Because you know, like Tom said, man, Chicago to LA, LA to Chicago. So from us to you, you know, you'll see a lot more content from both of us, maybe sometimes together, but sometimes you might just see his on our channel or our stuff just on his channel. And what's going on is we want to lock everything down and be a more powerful tool to you guys that need to get, you know, your stuff on a major, you know, streaming platform in them states that nobody's doing nothing. You know what I mean? You got Arizona, you got Wisconsin, you got all these, you know, Idaho, places in between that. Well, TomBombPodcast is now on iHeartRadio, Spotify Premium, and every other Dreezer and all them other channels that Pop Radio Worldwide is on as well. We will be distributing the Tom Bomb Podcast not only on social media but on our websites, and like I said, our iHeart, Spotify. So it's a big step for him. You know what I'm pretty much saying, he has his own show on iHeartRadio. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Pat.
Well, you know, you earned it. You deserved it. People who are tuned in that have been rocking out with the Tom Bomb Podcast, people who have been day ones and supporters and family and loved ones who not just met him yesterday, but have watched him go from maybe one supporter to and one fan to, you know, where he's established himself at today as well. So I seen the growth, man. I mean, I need my people just to know who you are, and even open the door for them to come to Chicago as well from LA and everywhere in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and likewise, anyone.
It ain't been done before, man. It's a beautiful thing to connect the Midwest and LA, West Coast, Midwest on the media. You know what I mean? It's just never been done. Maybe it'll happen in Latino hip hop.
I gotta ask you, how'd the idea for Baddies of the Week come? Because I definitely want to incorporate something like that, especially out here in LA.
So number one, first of all, sex sells. You know, I grew up on all the little dope Man Cow, Howard Stern shows, even the fucking Benny Hill show. And if you're a little Spanish, Sábado Gigante. You know what I'm saying? Where there you always using these thick, beautiful bras, and, you know, to do assistance, to do something, because beautifulness sells. You know, Pop was gone for 20 years where I looked at the pinups and I ordered the calendars. So, you know, I love, man, working with the girls and giving them, you know, probably the love that ain't nobody else gonna give them just because they're just a model. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They deserve the love and appreciation and, you know, respect as well. You know, they make our videos look good, help our projects. Some of them are actually very, very bright, you know?
Mm-hmm. Pop, I want to thank you for coming to LA, believing in me, believing in the podcast. I just want to tell you this now to your face. You're a staple in Chicago. Your poetry speaks for itself. I personally wish you would make more music because of your pen, but I understand that's not your whole thing. But I just want to say thank you, bro. You're a legend.
Welcome, man. I appreciate it, bro. I'm just, you know, walking the shoes God put me in. I appreciate, you know, the hospitality. I appreciate the merge. your family now. You know what I mean? And it's simple as that. I hope a lot of people take this video and learn from it, man. Learn that, you know, you can come from anywhere, man. It ain't about where you from, it's how you come. You know what I mean? Get your motherfucking in order. You feel me? And you know, learn how you move, you know, and a lot of doors open for you.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Pop, once again, Chicago to LA. I want to thank all the supporters, all the fans. I want to shout out Chicago, Los Angeles, also New Jersey. And
we're going to have upcoming
journey.
events too, man. So stay connected. Let this COVID finish. Tom's going to do some events. We're going to mix it up, man. Maybe Wiz Khalifa will show up at one of these pool parties. Drake or Dirk or something. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But LA's very beautiful, you know. And, you know, we gotta give you what nobody's giving you. You know? So we're going to make it happen.
He pushes me. He challenges me to right from within, to understand the different shades of my mahogany and now my brown skin. And as I recite and search for the guiding light, it rebels and exhales, says, child, I'm with you.